All right, this is for Electroneum. This is going to be pretty cool because I haven't looked at this chart in a while. I was back in the ICO for this in 2017, and I definitely have. I started actually charting Electroneum, and I love the crew, right? So it's cool to have this request from one of the community members who wanted to see where it was going. Now, first of all, I'm going to just show you. I have, of course, my horizontal trend lines, which I always show, and my Bollinger Bands. On this one, I threw in a diagonal trend line that I think is pertinent to what we're going to talk about really quick. As you're seeing in Electroneum, this is the same thing that you're seeing on a lot of the OG coins, 2017 plus coins, where it had, of course, the 2020, 2021 bull market. And since the capitulation, you see that it's basically an accumulation phase, right? So right now with Electroneum, what you're seeing are these are the trenches, right? These have been the trenches. This is the same thing that you're seeing through a lot of these tokens is this accumulation consolidation phase where it's just between like three lines, right? Three trend lines. And a lot of these, if you match them up with the Fibonacci scales, it's the same exact thing. But for this, the main thing you're seeing is this huge rounding that you're starting to see occur. And this is almost like a reverse bump and run pattern when it's hitting up against the diagonal trend line. Now, this is, like I said, this is common for a lot of these 2017 coins. Now, the thing is you've seen out a few others where this has already popped, this is already retested and taken off to the next level. And the good thing about Electroneum, it just has not yet. Now, this is on the weekly chart because there's just not a lot of data on this coin. What I'm going to do is kind of try to pull this into the micro really quick. Let me get down and see if I can see what the 3 day is. Pardon me over here. We're going to go to the 1 day. I kind of see the movement. Now, Electroneum, the thing is, I know a lot of people were waiting for this hackathon. And there's a lot of goodness that's happening with, sorry, I'm getting squirrely over here. A lot of goodness that's coming out of that hackathon with people looking at this coin. However, the thing is with the trenches, it's starting to break down out of what is now turning into resistance. Although the Bollinger Bands on the daily are starting to squeeze, which is indicating a big move, in my opinion on this, and I've always given an honest opinion, this is starting to break below some resistance. It's hitting off of that 20-day moving average in the middle of these Bollinger Bands, and it's starting to reject. It's also rejecting off of the horizontal trend line, which is at roughly 0.003. So what I'm expecting with Electroneum, and this is on the micro, is this is going to pull back a little bit, right? This is going to leak just a little bit. This is definitely going to come down here, touch at least the bottom of this Bollinger Band, in my opinion. That's at the 0.0025 mark. And then this might even come back to try to tag a little bit of the diagonal trend line to try to get an ascending triangle going, right? That's kind of the pattern that it's starting to get on, this bottom out pattern. Now I'm going to pull back out to the weekly because I know a lot of people are going to listen to that and they're going to be like, oh, great, this is, typical. This is going to leak again, right? It could pull back a little bit again, right? Well, that's not the case. If you pull out and you can kind of really see what's happening, you're seeing that this is rounding. This is now making higher highs. And even if this comes back, I really think that this 0.002 mark is some solid support. I don't believe that's ever going past that again below. But what I think you're seeing is this is starting to make its next leg up, right? It's starting to make that J formation that a lot of these other ones that are making, and some, like you've seen, have come into fruition where you've seen they've already done the stair step up, but it's out of the same exact pattern that this is in. So I would say overall, Electroneum, super healthy. It's doing what it's supposed to do. People aren't going to want to hear that this is leaking out when the hackathon was so anticipated. However, the chart is showing that this is probably going to come back just a little bit. This isn't a bit of a bottoming ascending way or ascending triangle, and I just believe this is a bigger part of the ascending triangle. You see that? See how it's filling out? You see how it's rounding? Now that you're seeing that, ooh, you're happy, right? So this is going to end up, in my opinion, start stair stepping up. It's going to respect to this, and I think this is going to be in an ascending triangle, and it's going to stair step on some of these horizontal trend lines. In my opinion, it's on its next leg up. I'm not going to give my full macro view of what I think Electroneum is going to go to, but when you pull out, I think you can kind of see this has a lot of room to run, right? So, and that's just what I think is going to happen. With Electroneum, I think it's going to come back up. It's going to, once it hits this blue line, which is at about the point 0.0125 mark, and it hits up and retests, I really think there's not a lot stopping this going back up to the 4 cent mark, 3.5 cent mark, right? But right now you're just in this. I would say zoom out. Again, I'm on the weekly here. This is all macro, but I see over the next few months it doing one of these things. Okay, so just to get that out there, so everybody's just chill out with Electroneum. I think it's actually providing a good buy op right now, and that's what I see. Guys, if you need anything, feel free to DM, like, subscribe, all that goodness. Love.